right, this is session number 1. I'm meeting with Steve and David on November 6th at 1:19 p.m. And Stephen, you reached out to me recently. We talked a little bit over the phone concerning some stuff that's happening in your life, but today we're just going to talk a little bit more into that, like what's going on, why did you reach out to me, and where we can go from there. So, what's going on, Steve?
Well, I just lost my job. So I've been there, I think it's been 25 years now. And I've made probably around 100,000 and was close to getting more than that, and I was going to move up. So family largely depended on me for that job. 100,000. The area we live, it's not that bad, the inflation and everything. And so anyway, we had, since I lost that job, it was about last week, I have been trying to find another job, but you can't find something that comes even close to that.
Yeah.
So I've got a car. We just bought a car about 2 months ago. Actually, it was my wife's car. We thought it was going to be great, when she's going to have a new car, because she has a job and she's like 25,000 she makes, something like that. So she doesn't make a lot of money, but so she was going to pay for her car with that. We had bought this home probably 15 years ago. So we've got the mortgage still like 15 more years, 30-year mortgage, something like that. And so I've got that. Plus, I've been thinking about too, we have 2 kids, how are we going to take care of the kids? How are we going to, on $25,000, make it? And I could get another job, but it wouldn't be anything like this one. So I am looking. We have Christmas coming up and Thanksgiving. So we always host the family.
Yeah.
As we have the bigger house, and I'm not trying to boast, we just make more money. So my wife always does the turkey and the main stuff, and everybody else brings some. So I don't know how we're going to do that either, because this is going to be too tight. The other thing is Christmas coming, and that really bothers me, because how am I going to do presents for the kids? So I guess we got ourselves in a bind with that, because we're always used to getting the kids something really nice. Mm-hmm. And we just never saw this happening. We never saw this coming. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I don't know if you have any ideas about where do I start? What do I do? I'm looking for a job. I've gone to, get my government money coming in for people that are laid off, but still, it's still not looking good for the years ahead. I'm thinking we may have to move just to make it work somewhere else.
Yeah.
I just don't think I'll get the same amount of money though.
Okay. So, just to kind of recap, just so I can hear what's happening in your life, I don't want to make any mistakes or speak over something. You said that you've lost your job recently. It was a job that you had for around 25 years, and you're making somewhere around $100,000 a year.
And it was 25 years, almost to the day.
Almost to the day.
I got laid off.
Yeah. Man. And because of this, your family very much depended on you. And you had just bought a home not too long ago, or you've taken out a 30-year mortgage, and you had 2 kids, and you'd like to host the family a lot, especially during the Christmas season, or just seasons in general. So is that kind of generally what you're going through right now, just the dealing? Okay. How's that affected your wife at this moment?
Well, the only good thing about it is I'm home more the last week, and she likes that, but we're both really worried. I don't get a lot of sleep either. I'm just worried about it. And I think the kids can tell. They're like preteens, but I think they can really tell something bad going on.
Yeah.
And because mom seems to be worried, and I think it's getting us a little bit.
Yeah, it's really starting to affect the family.
Even though we're together more, it's still not. Mm-hmm. It's not good together, because we're so worried about this, and we keep trying to figure out what to do.
Okay, I see. So the one good thing that you said coming out of that is that you are home more that you're able to be with the family, be with the kids and their teens. But again, there's the added stress of, I don't have a job right now. I don't know how we're going to make it. Have you got, what steps, I know you elaborated a little bit, but what steps have you taken so far as to look for a job?
Well, I've gone to government offices to get my, monies to start coming in, but they haven't started coming in yet.
Yeah.
So the monies that we have put monies away, so we've got some for a while. But
You got an emergency fund.
again, that's to keep up the lifestyle that we have.
Yeah.
It's just not going to work after I don't know. I haven't really figured it out yet how much it's going, how long it's going to be that we can keep this up with the monies we have. But so I'm just thinking I don't know. I don't know what to do after that.
Mm-hmm. So, so you've gone to the government offices. You're trying to get money because you've been laid off.
Yeah.
And have you received any word as to when this will happen? When you will receive?
It's probably another week or two.
Okay.
I think it's another couple of weeks. I'm guessing that it's something like that. They give me a date. I don't remember what it is.
Yeah. But you do have an emergency fund set up.
We do,
For you
and we're
anyway.
starting to use it already.
Yeah.
Because the last paycheck was I guess it was, no, actually I got another week on that. So that's right, we haven't started paying it yet.
Okay.
But in another week, we'll start using it.
Yeah. Okay. So how, you said this has affected your family. How has this really affected you mentally, spiritually? How is this, this whole issue affecting you?
Well, I guess I'm more angry even than I'm worried, because I'm like, to the day, 25 years, I lose my job. It was almost to the day or to the day. So when you think about that, you go 25 years and they get rid of me?
Yeah.
I guess I'm angry thinking, God, I thought this is what you want me to do. So now I'm going, okay, now God, what you want me to do? I'm not really hearing anything.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like.
Does it ever make you feel like?
It makes me angry, but it also depresses me.
It also depresses
Thinking that, okay, God, I thought you were here to take care of me, but now I don't know. So now I'm a little unsure what's even going on in my faith. I'm just not quite sure.
Okay, I can understand, or I can't imagine going through this. So you've at least taken some steps with getting a hold of government offices, with trying to receive some money for being laid off. And you also do have an emergency fund that you've been able to at least utilize going through this.
Well, it's funds that I put away.
Yes.
When we started I think we only started 10 years ago. We really thought we needed to start putting stuff away.
Yeah.
So we've got a few thousand, several thousand in that, maybe 20,000 or something. We didn't put enough away. We really didn't think ahead enough, because I wasn't really expecting this to happen. I was thinking more of the house has a problem, car goes out, something like that.
Not if you're laid off.
Short-term things.
Yeah. And you said that also it's caused you to become more angry than worried, angry with God, feeling that you've been there for 25 years, almost to the day, and has even caused some depression.
Yeah.
Have you been on any type of medication or anything to help you with the depression, or are you going to start doing something to help you with it? What type of depression are we talking about?
I guess that would be a good idea, to go to a doctor and tell him. I never was the depressed kind.
Yes.
I was more of a hard worker and worked my way up, all that stuff. But
Yes.
I guess I should. I feel like I'm more. I feel like I'm depressed now, and I think I'm going to stay depressed. That's what worries me. I don't want to stay depressed. Well, my wife doesn't like it either. She sees a difference in me. Well, I need to be strong for her, but
I understand. I want to encourage you to take one step at a time, because if you look too far into the future, if you start thinking too much about will this affect my marriage, will this affect the way that I raise my kids, will this cause division in my family, will we lose everything? Don't think too far ahead. You're taking steps. Keep taking steps with You've reached out to government offices. Continue looking for jobs, and if it even takes you to the point where maybe you will have to lower your lifestyle with you've been used to living in a certain way, you might have to start selling some things, because it'd be better to start getting rid of those things than to go into enormous amount of debt trying to maintain that lifestyle when you don't have a way to maintain it at this moment in time. So, and the last thing I would just encourage you to do with, I understand going through a difficult time can cause you to pull away from God, but I want to encourage you to seek Him in these moments, because we know from Scripture, whether it's through Job, the trials that he went through in his life, or we even see James discussing that when you go through trials, consider them joy, because through that we can develop endurance. So I want to encourage you that not only continue taking small steps at a time.
How do I do that?
How do you take those steps?
I mean, how do I
Or how do you
find my joy back?
How do you find your joy? Well, joy, Paul talks about rejoice and rejoicing, and it's a choice. Same thing in your marriage. You don't always feel the love and compassion towards your wife, but you choose it. And I'm not saying this is going to be an easy process. So you take a step with it's maybe I need to get on some type of medication, something that's not gonna hurt me in the long run, but something that's going to help me through this moment, something that's healthy. Maybe I need to engage in some exercises, going for a walk to help relieve some stress. And then with seeking Christ, again, rejoice is a choice. Seeking Him every single day, making that choice, saying, Lord, I don't know what's ahead of me. A good verse to memorize would be Philippians 4:6, which says, don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need, then thank Him for it. These are steps that you can take. God, I don't know what's going to happen with my job. I don't know what's going to happen with my family. But Lord, I know that you have an answer. I know that you go before me. So I just want to praise you for that you're going to answer in some capacity. So again, just let's take steps, minor steps. Let's get some help. If you need help, I can help refer you to a doctor if you need to. And last, it's going to be a daily choice to seeking the Lord, seeking where His will is in this. Because one thing we know from Scripture, especially from Job, is that God did not leave him. God was still there. And God eventually did answer him, but He didn't just depart from him. So I just want to encourage you with these steps, and then the next sessions that we meet, we can kind of see where you've gone.
So what should I do now? I mean, what's the first thing you think I should do? I mean, if I'm trying to find the Lord, then I guess secure my home base, right? Make sure we're going to make it until the next day, but then when do I sell my home? Those are things we may need to talk about.
Well,
is this expensive?
Again, let's take things one step at a time. So you are getting in contact with government services. You do have your emergency fund that's sustaining you in some capacity for now.
Yeah,
but let's begin to cut back on some things. If you need to cut back, because if you have more than one vehicle, or a new vehicle, maybe you need to sell one for now, or just things to where you're not still living that lifestyle at 125,000. Now you're living at 25,000. So let's take those steps right now. Let's begin to cut back on some things. Let's continue to look for jobs while you're receiving assistance. And again, if you need to get on some type of medication to help you with depression, and especially if exercising is very good, yoga, different things that can help you deal with this depression, so you're not just sulking and just going deeper into a depression. And this is where it's good to be able to talk about these things, kind of let it out, because holding it in, it's either going to come out at a wrong opportunity, or you may make a choice that may affect you or your family. So let's take these steps. And then lastly, like I said, I want to encourage you to follow that verse, Philippians 4:6. You don't know what's going to happen, but remember, God goes before you. So thank you, Steve, for meeting with me. We'll meet soon, and we can see where to go from there. So I appreciate it.